Shalom, Yael, coming at you again. Once again, we're going to be in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30. We're going to start at verse 1. Hallelujah. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Jehovah thy Elohim has driven thee, and shall return unto Jehovah thy Elohim, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thy heart and with all thy soul. That then Jehovah thy Elohim will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Jehovah thy Elohim has scattered thee. If any of thy be driven out unto the uttermost parts of heaven, from hence will Jehovah thy Elohim gather thee, and from hence will he fetch thee. And Jehovah thy Elohim will bring thee into the land which thy father possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And Jehovah thy Elohim will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed, to love Jehovah thy Elohim with all thy heart, with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And Jehovah thy Elohim will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of Jehovah, and do all his commandments which I have commanded thee this day. And Jehovah thy Elohim will make thee plenteous in every work of thy hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For Jehovah will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Jehovah thy Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes which are written in this book of the law, and if thou wilt turn unto Jehovah thy Elohim with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Hallelujah. This is basically reiterating what I said earlier in a previous video from Deuteronomy chapter 28. And also reading the first 10 verses. He is basically echoing it again, and we could plainly see. I wanted to read this to share something. He said, when we return to him and start keeping these commandments, he will turn our captivity from wherever we may be scattered to, wherever we may be driven to. He will fetch us, he will regather us and bring us back into the land. But this shows without a shadow of a doubt we could return to Jehovah in the land of our captivity, and we could observe some of the commandments, some of the laws and the statutes even in captivity. Now we may cannot observe all of the commandments, because some of the commandments can only be done within the land, and plus we understand that we do not have a temple and that we do not have a functioning priesthood that could do their duties in the temple. But there are a lot of commandments within the Torah that we can keep while here in captivity. And if we return to Jehovah, which includes embracing them Torah commands and laws and regulations and statutes, and return with our whole heart and love him with all our heart, our might, and our strength, and start observing those laws that he put upon our ancestors, which is also put upon us, he will turn our captivity and he will bring us back unto himself, which includes bringing us back into our land. So this is your brother Yael. This is all I wanted to share. So please take the time to read Deuteronomy chapter 30. And I only ask you to read the first 10 verses. You could read further, but I just want you to see what is plainly written. So once again, this is your brother Yael. Shalom, love, and blessings, family. Till next time. Peace.